This is my full-time thing, and I was banking on doing this for hopefully the rest of my life.
The Kentucky River is William Martin's world, his home and his business.
This season, I think, was going to double from last year, and last year we had a really good year.
Bow fishing and boat tours are his niche, all through Blue Wing Landing Outfitters.
We were catching fish over 80 pounds regularly.
Based off the success he's had over the last 6 years, he spent thousands on a custom boat and even a waterfront office, hoping to make this year his best yet. But it all went from speeding toward a bright future to a screeching halt overnight.
For the business, it's catastrophic.
There is no business, basically.
A Jim Beam warehouse went up in flames, taking the bow fishing business with it. Bourbon spilled into a nearby creek and into the Kentucky River, killing the wildlife in its path, sending 80-pound fish like these belly up. The effects of the fire are felt off the river, too. The Gratz Cafe opened to cater to fishermen, and that fire was in its first week of business.
The fishermen are definitely not going to come.
The small town of Gratz, Kentucky, ripe for a rebirth, now devastated.
And this is all, part of that revitalization.
You'd have the Asian carp jumping up behind the boat, and that doesn't happen anymore. You don't even see the eagles anymore because there's no fish here for them to hunt. Below water, there's probably nothing but sunken old boats and paddle wheels. 90%
of Martin's business is wiped out. The effects of this spill will be felt for the next decade.
So I'm still kind of in shock. I'm trying to figure that out still.
For now, he'll rely on boat tours, but no fish to be seen. Jessica Bard, WDRB News.
We're here in Pekin, Indiana. There's none on the front house except the bathroom.
Our crew is working on a project called Owens Corning Roof Deployment Project for Habitat for Humanity in Indiana. I'm surprised you only had 6 leaks.
I know it. Me too.
Bruce served in the military, and he put his life on the line for us.
I went in the service in November 1960. I went to Fort Knox for basic training, 1st CAD Division, Air Mobile, and they sent the whole division to Vietnam.
Veterans will contact Habitat and say that, tell us what their needs are.
And I've got 5 or 6, 7 leaks in there now.
Tear all the old shingles off, tear the new felt off. We're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, and they use platinum preferred contractors in coordination with Habitat for Humanity to replace roofs for veterans.
I would never had the funds to do it.
This is one of those projects, again, that we can say the community comes together and does this for a veteran that
Full 3 years over there.
done a lot for us, and we're able to do that back for him.
This is just a small thing that we were able to do for him, to give him something that right now he's not able to do. And it just means a lot to us that we can give him something.
Oh, it means a lot to me. And here they are doing it today. And I really, really appreciate it, because I could have never done it.
Thank everyone for coming out today, and we're glad that everyone wants to participate in giving Mr. Bruce a new roof.
Our tour group, which consisted of 17 people today. So you get in, we close the door, and then the crane operator picks us up, and then we're lowered down that shaft 200 to 220 feet below the surface to where we touch bottom. Watch your step. We all climbed out and walked about 200 feet into the tunnel itself, where we boarded a man trip, which is a mini locomotive. Took a trip 8,000 feet east to where Bumblebee is currently sitting.
Weighing in at 885,000 pounds, this is the Bumblebee in honor of Muhammad Ali. We are standing in and on the machine. Fun fact, this weighs about the same as 68 full-grown elephants. If you're going to build a 4-mile-long tunnel, 18 stories underground, you need a beast of a machine to dig through solid bedrock.
It's pretty impressive watching it in action.
It took almost a year for the Bumblebee to tunnel 1.5 miles.
Along that 8,000-foot journey, you were able to see the different curves of the tunnel, because it's not a straight line.
It's a fairly big project.
Starting in Portland, it goes under the Ohio River, then back inland.
We're going through under downtown Louisville, and with no impact on the surface. So that's a good thing.
Right now, it's directly under Spaghetti Junction. It'll end near Beargrass Creek at Lexington Road. Crews are working 24 hours a day, cutting through about 100 feet and sending the rock back up to the surface.
We can run anywhere but up to 300 tracks of dump trucks off the site a day with rock in it.
The Waterway Protection Tunnel is a $200 million project the city has to finish to meet federal standards. When it rains, the system cannot handle it right now, so 400 million gallons of sewage and stormwater dumps into the Ohio River and Beargrass Creek every year.
This project will capture that, where it will then store it till the rain event is over.
When the tunnel is done, it'll hold up to 55 million gallons. You might never see it or know what's going on below your feet, but in the end, that's the point. They have just over a year to finish the project. Reporting under the Ohio River in the MSD Waterway Protection Tunnel, I'm Katrina Helmer, WDRB News.
It all started back in the early 80s at the Ohio Valley Dragway. Benita's son was supposed to race, but when he found out it would be against a woman...
He said, get in there. He said, I'm not going to race against her. And so I got in there, and nervous as can be.
Benita won that race and kept on winning with the former family car, a '66 Mustang. The green had to go. It became Tickle Pink, a wood block still attached to the gas pedal Benita couldn't reach. But she's got proof she reached the finish line first over and over in a car that had a captive audience.
Some of the guys loved it. They would come up and think, I love that color.
Tickle Pink remains in pristine condition, still fit for the track, or to take me for a ride around the neighborhood.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It sounds like $1 million. You probably wouldn't sell it for $1 million.
I forgot what it sounded like, to tell you the truth.
How about the smell of that fuel? Does that almost put you back on the track?
Oh my gosh, I would go to Ohio Valley and I get high on the rubber on it. Let's go on just a little bit.
Benita was the most successful amongst a group of women drag racers back then, including her sister.
Did you ever race her side by side?
Oh yeah.
Well, how'd that turn out?
Oh, I beat her and I hated that trophy.
But Benita loved racing in a mostly men's sport.
But they treat us nice. They treat us like one of the boys.
Yeah.
I never got no static from none of them.
And now she'll be amongst the best of them in the Hall of Fame.
And I thought, oh, I'm not going to get in there, you know. It's all men. It's been all men magazine, you know. And I thought, when the gentleman come by and told me, I was just lost for words. I just couldn't believe it.
Occasionally, Benita takes Tickle Pink for a drive back to Ohio Valley to see the young drivers in action.
We see some of the new ones, and they love meeting me. They'll come up and shake my hand and say, congratulations, and yeah. Yeah, I said, oh, I remember seeing that car when I was a kid.
Benita hasn't forgotten either.
Yeah, it brings back memories when you get in here and start driving it.
You must be glad you kept this thing.
Oh, yeah. It's not a guy's sport. It's girls, too. Get in that car and do it.